We're live.
We're live, man.
Yeah, welcome to the Plays of the Whistle.
We do the
Energy,
intro
cuz.
today.
Energy, man. We need some energy, man. Energy, man. Sound like you just woke up, cuz.
What's going on? Like he's hungover.
Moment
Welcome
of
to the
silence.
Plays. Welcome. Ooh. Welcome to the Plays of the Whistle podcast. Wow.
Where
What
we
a
starting
day.
tonight?
Just
What a
get
day.
into it.
What a day,
Confidence
man.
raw.
But yeah, myself, Jesse, and I'm joined with my co-host T.
Man's rattled.
I'm fucking rattled. But I'm here. I am here
Yeah.
with my co-host T. and Kieran. How are you guys doing today?
Nah, we're good, man. We're good. What you saying? I don't want to ask that, but I always ask every week what you saying, man. You good?
No, I'm not. I'm not good. I'm not good. That was an absolute disgrace today. But yeah. So obviously everyone's watched the game today. I'll rattle off my thoughts of the game like later on. But what was your thoughts on the game, Kieran?
So I'm laughing because I was saying to T Dot just before we came on the air. I don't think anyone had called out a 5-0 Liverpool win, but we've all been alluding to it over the past few months, really. Like it was a pathetic performance, but it was a performance you'd expect from the team he put out. I'm not even gonna go into it too much. Like I talked about Maguire, I think last week or the week before, and it wasn't just him. I'm not just gonna pinpoint it. Like everything went badly from the get go. It was dreadful. Kudos to Liverpool. Like Salah hat trick, well done. And we've been talking about him. Did brilliantly. I can't remember which goal it was, but there's one goal where I think Fred gets harassed in the midfield. They win it and they just pull away. And like it's just
Shock.
Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool. And this is what we talk about tactics. Yeah, I'm not saying that Klopp's a tactical genius just for what he did today, but they seized upon the weaknesses of the team and they played to their strengths and they won. And it was the reason why this is for me probably. I think one result aside, which is when Newcastle did the same thing at St James's Park and won 5-0, and I remember that game. I remember watching it. This is probably, I'd say, the most embarrassing defeat I think United have had in the Premier League era, because it was 5-0 by 50 minutes. It was 4-0 by half time. Pogba was sent off once it was 5-0. I think this is the Newcastle one was crazy because of Philip Albert chipping Schmeichel from outside the box. So
There's
probably the
yeah,
worst.
there's been a few.
outside of that.
There's been more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. There's a couple licks that Southampton hit, the Spurs one, but again, the Spurs one last season, Martial got sent off early. That probably would have been closer. But I don't really have much else to say. Like Ollie's still not the guy. The board are probably still too spineless to do anything. Conte isn't the answer, but would be much better. But I feel like that's another issue waiting in the wings later on. But I'm gonna hand it. I'm gonna hand it over to back to you, Jesse, because I want to get your thoughts. No, just not even in a mad way, but just like what is going through your mind at the moment with this disgusting performance, really.
No, look. Tito, what's your thoughts on the game?
Nah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet now because I know Jesse wants to reel off in it, but no, yeah, it was embarrassing. Before the game. I thought the changes that Liverpool made, it was going to be a bit more of a closer game. Obviously, Konate coming in, I think that's only his second. I think he played against Palace in one game in a cup, so kind of think maybe. But he's got Virgil next to him, so didn't really make an issue out of it. But you know, we've said, I think Jesse's definitely said this before, that obviously, you know, Diego Jota up front, he's a really good replacement to have in terms of Mane not being in the team and Salah, whoever misses out in that front three. Jota coming in, he fits in nicely as well. So
Mm.
I just didn't see. I'll be honest. I said before we came on to you, Kieran, as well, that I didn't see a 5-0. I didn't see it. I really didn't see. I did not see that. It was just not on the cards for me. I thought it was going to be a lot closer. There were signs that United, I think Ronaldo had like one chance and a little chance, but it was Leicester 2.0 all over again. It was very Leicester all over again.
Mm.
There's moments, you fought 4-0 down, you're chasing the game, and they're just walking around the pitch. It's like Ollie's sitting in his little seat in the dugout. He's not really doing anything. He's not commanding. You don't see him on the touchline doing anything. He's just sat there next to, is it Carrick? I think he sat next to him.
Mm.
They just sat there talking to each other for 90 minutes. So I'll be honest, I did not see that coming. It was a shock to me. Ollie's obviously not the answer. I've gave him his credit when it's kind of been deserved, when it's due, but he's not the answer for United. I think he's not the answer. I'm stunned. I was stunned after the game. Salah getting a hat trick. I'm stunned. Like we said last week he's the world's best player, but even against United, I expect a bit more from United. I expected a bit more from them, but
It's too easy. Way too easy.
It was just easy. Shaw was, I mean, again, we've praised him at times on here that he's had good games, but he was poor. So I ain't really got nothing else to say, man. I can't. It was a poor game for United, but obviously, Liverpool played how we know they can play. They were just first class again, so you can't really fault them in any aspects. They obviously lost Matip due to injury, I think, but yeah, all the goals were good goals, and again, Salah world class. So credit to Liverpool. Puts a bit more pressure on Solskjaer, but again, I think you guys said last week, or Kieran, you said that there's no kind of hope of sacking him or him walking, but something's got to give at some point, because I can't remember how long his contract is. I think it's 2023, is it, or 2025?
Yeah, I think he's got another 2 years. I think
2 years. So
like that,
I think you can't have another 2 years of Solskjaer being in charge. So something's got to give. Whether that's the board sees a bit of sense, or I don't know, but something's got to give, because you can't do this for another 2 years. It's not feasible. So I don't know, but I'm going to hand it to Jesse. I can see him glaring at me. He's pissed. Luckily, he's not in the room with me, so it's all right. But have your moment, man.
No, do you know what? I think we're at the point now when I think it's diabolical. Like, I watched the game, before I break down today's game, watch the Atlanta game, and that was a mess. From the first 45 minutes was shambolic. The selection in that game was atrocious, and the game unfolded like that. Can you guys hear me? I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, I'm on mute.
We're on mute, man. We're on mute.
Oh, okay, yeah. So even from that game, selection was wrong. It was a mess. We didn't get going, and there was no cohesion. Just the usual in any Man United performance under the manager. And it was more key in that game midweek, because Atlanta were missing half their squad, pretty much half their starting lineup. So one of their main three of the back three comes off at half time. The other two was already missing. Left wing backs were missing. Darun's playing left wing back, and he's a centre mid, and he done all right there, but he's not a left wing back. So they were missing players, and they still went 2-0 up. They got injuries during the game, hence how he's managed to come back into that game. Okay, you could give the manager credit for making the changes for players that should have started the game. So we come back into the game, come back, win, talking about historic nights at Old Trafford, which is ridiculous with the group that we're in. And then common sense should prevail after a game like that, yeah? And if you've played that poor in the first half from your selection, and you've picked the same team that played that poor against a team that's much better than Atlanta, missing no players, why on earth would you pick the same team based on the way they performed in that game midweek? So that's before even anything's happened today, yeah. So he goes to the game with that same team, and we get punished straight away. So we know the issues with this team, yeah. We're playing one of the best like
Teams in
counter-attacking
the world.
teams in the world, in world football. And what was the plan today? What was the plan today? So like, and I know they hammered the players, yeah, during like the coverage of the game, but that had to come from the manager because we're 4 minutes into the game and Greenwood's half kind of ambling / pressing Van Dijk, then Wan-Bissaka is charging like 20 yards out of position to press. That has to. I don't know if that comes from the manager, but let me not get onto the manager first. Let me talk about the players. Yeah, common sense has to prevail. Whatever the manager's told you to do, you do not vacate your position like that from right back and from the right wing to go and press players that you don't need to press. There's no problems there. Stay compact, stay in your position. It's the first 10 minutes of the game. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Like, stay in your position, be
It's
compact.
facts, man.
We are dealing with one of the best front threes in Europe today. One of the best, like in Salah, we've said it on the podcast. He's in the form of his life right now. First 10 minutes, be compact. What is going on here? So we've already given that up 4 minutes into the game, which is nuts. And then, from there on in, it's just a shambles. It's just a shambles. The second goal, Maguire's literally pushing Luke Shaw to go and press, yeah? Where was on the left? Rashford's playing on the left today. Where was he? Because they didn't talk about that in the coverage, but that's Trent pushing on to cross the ball for the goal. Yeah. So you're playing that's the formation, that's the shape, yeah. He's got to come in with him. Luke Shaw and Maguire is not good enough in that situation, but where is your winger in that situation? So we can talk about the defenders. They weren't good enough today, by the way, none of them. I'll get on to Luke Shaw for the next goal. We've already spoke about him already, but we'll get on to him for the next goal. But that's already not good enough. And then even before that, before the second goal, Fred gives the ball away, yeah, and Keita picks it up off him, and I think it was Jota, and De Gea saves it, yeah. Again, we've said this a million times as Man United fans, yeah. Anyone watching Man United knows them two cannot play together. They don't want to receive the ball to defense. They're not good under pressure. We are playing the best pressing team in the country, and we're playing them two as a midfield pairing that don't want the ball, that are not comfortable on the ball. We saw it against Leicester last week. We're just doing the same thing again and again. So, again, mistake after mistake. It was shocking. And they let their heads go. Their heads dropped. They were playing for pride at that point. Once you go 3-0 down, attitudes was dreadful. Heads were gone. Work rate was non-existent. We're at Old Trafford. We're not even at Anfield. Like, that's when pride has to kick in. When you go 3-0 down, yeah, make it not turn into 4 or 5.
Anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere, but at
Old
home
Trafford.
against your main right. And
Yeah.
let's have it right, yeah. Forget all the other teams that are doing well at the moment currently. Historically, that's your rivals, yeah. You're at home, you're 3-0 down. Like, play for some fucking pride. Like, that's embarrassing.
Man, that's
embarrassing. True. Like, work hard, man. Like, all that stuff should kick in at that point. Don't let this turn into some embarrassing scoreline at home. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask you this because obviously Eagle Eyed Football was asked in the comments there. Do you think Ollie's even gonna last till December 5th? And we asked. I asked you guys last week, and I said Ollie needs to go at some point. The pressure's on him. Is he even going to survive till December to play Palace and thank Vieira later for the 3 points?
Yeah, big up Eagle Eye Football. I don't know if he shouldn't last this game. That's the God's honest truth. Like, if we're being honest, and what we've seen today, yeah, this should be it. Like, we've seen it from the Everton game. We saw it from the Villa game. And we've now seen it again today. Like, this should be it. We saw it for the West Ham game in the Cup as well. Like, this should be it. We shouldn't even be here asking these questions. Nothing has changed in the last 2 years with him in charge. Like, nothing. We've given him time several times now. After the first 6 months, we gave him time. We gave him time after the first year. We gave him time after his first full season in charge. We've given him time after the second season in charge. After losing 50 million semi-finals, we've given him time. Like, what else are we giving him time for now? Like, we're giving him time to take the club further back. That's all we're doing right now. There's nothing else he can do. He doesn't know how to utilize the squad. He doesn't know how to get the best out of the team. We have continuously won games on individual moments. I said we've done since we've done this podcast. I said it a million times on there. Like,
every week.
even
Every
as
week.
banter, we call them the Avengers because they win games like that. Like, if you watch the Avengers films, anyone that's a Marvel fan, yeah, like, the Avengers save the day. They mash up the city that they're in, yeah. They don't even do it in any courteous way, but they save the day. Everything's destruction. People die, but they still save the day. This is what we're seeing with United. It's just moments. That's all it is. And then
What
get on
now,
to
though? What now? So what in
But
terms
wait,
of?
let me just. So we get to the fourth goal, yeah. Shambles again. It's absolute shambles. And then you go into halftime, you're 4-0 down, yeah. I don't know what the fuck the team talk was. I don't know what they spoke about at halftime. But then you come out of that, yeah. Luke Shaw is fucking jogging for that goal. He's jogging. Then when the ball gets played to Salah, he then starts sprinting. That's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
That's a joke. It's too late. You're already 5 yards off him. You should have been with him. You've seen what's happened in the first half. You've been at fault for the third and fourth goal, debatably. Now you're now jogging off the main threat of their team. The main threat. Not just of their team, but in Europe right now. You're jogging off of him. And then you want to put in a little fake sprint once he's clearing on goal. It's not good enough. And I said this about him this season. Like, I'm not just saying it now because of this game. I said it on the podcast the last few weeks. Last season is looking like an anomaly for him, yeah? It's looking like an anomaly. He had a good season because there was no fans in the stadium. Yeah, he had a good Euros. I don't know if it's got to his head, the Roberto Carlos stuff, all the Shawberto hype. I don't know if it's got to his head. He's been dreadful this season. And I'm being honest, yeah? I want him to do well, but he's not been doing well this season. And it's not good enough. Not just from him.
What now for United, though? What now in terms of the next 6 months? If Oli stays, what then? Or if he goes, like, what is the two scenarios that can happen? Because obviously Oli either stays and carries on, or he goes and you bring someone else in. So let's start with you bring someone else in. Okay. Who's coming in? Who's coming in after this now? Because I don't think Conte. I think Kieran said Conte isn't the answer.
Who said that?
Kieran. I think Kieran said Conte isn't the necessary answer.
I don't. But yeah.
Let me be honest. Yeah, I don't believe any of that stuff right now because how bad we've played the last 3 years. We've had no style of play. We've had no entertaining style of football. We've had nothing happening. We've been nowhere near any trophies. For anyone that supports United to say that no manager is the answer is madness because we've been nowhere near anything with him in charge. So if Conte comes in, whether you like his style or not, you're closer to trophies. It's as simple as that. I'm not saying he's the answer, but I'm also not ruling him out because what am I ruling him out on the basis of what I've seen in the last 3 years?
We've been there nothing. Yeah. That was my point, saying. Though, that he... I was saying to T-Dot before, the Ronaldo signing typifies the Glazer rule and how the fans have responded. People got so gassed up with him returning. But for me, and I know this might be, probably not even controversial, but if you sign a Ronaldo at 36 years old and you're playing a particular way and that's got your results last season, he's a supplementary. And then you talked about this already, Jesse. The best person.
Hold on. But remember, you even suggested him as a signing.
I did.
And remember what I said to you.
In what context? In
No,
what
no, no.
context?
I told you what we needed. We didn't
Yeah.
need no centre forward.
Yeah.
We didn't need it at all. We needed a DM, yeah, and we needed a centre back. That's what I said.
Yeah. I agree. I
That we didn't need
wholeheartedly
no.
agree with you. No, I
Okay.
agree with what you said. But I would have signed Ronaldo if Cavani didn't stay, and even if you're signing Ronaldo, he doesn't start for me anyway, because
So what?
I've already said
Can I
Yeah, but
ask
you're
why
not
are you
signing a
signing Ronaldo if
Ronaldo
he's not
to sit on
starting?
the bench.
no,
You're not
no.
signing
Why
him.
are you signing him if he's not
Like,
starting?
Listen. I would. It's Cavani or Ronaldo, yeah. And Ronaldo, the reason why we know he can score goals, right? So if you've got because I'd play Greenwood up front anyway as the main
which
number
is what I
9.
said.
Yeah, Sancho on the right. But to be able to bring on a Ronaldo, if he's game for it, if you're signing him, he knows that and they use him in that way. If he
But
gets
we have
10,
to be
15, like Cavani last season,
But we know that's not
that does get
happening.
you. Yeah, I know,
Ronaldo's not
but
sitting on benches.
That's not happening. And we have
He
to
ain't
be
sitting
honest.
on the bench.
Look,
yeah,
the
but I'm
thing,
just saying, then you don't
but,
sign him.
but this is the thing,
I'm agreeing
yeah.
with both of you. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying that. But this is what I said to you when we done the Man United in depth episode. This is why I was adamant about the Harry Kane links, all that stuff. I'm not just saying this because of Ronaldo. I'm saying it with any centre forward. It wasn't needed.
Wasn't a
We
priority.
had
Yeah.
Rashford scored 20 plus. Fernandes scored nearly 30. Greenwood hit nearly 20. Goals is not the problem. The problem last season was defensively, and we're seeing that again this season. Like all the defensive stats here, we are at the bottom of the league
The relegation.
for defensive stats. And I said this last season. It's the same issue. Like none of the signings at United are coherent. None of them make sense. They don't match each other. None of it makes. We're signing players based on name and what they've done. So like, I liked the Varane signing. I liked Sancho's signing. But none of these, like, if you factor all the players we've signed under Oli, none of them make any sense. Yeah, none of them make any sense.
Yeah.
And there's no consistency. If you look at the players that say Pep signed, the players that Klopp signed, look, even if you go down different teams, the players that like Sean Dyche has signed,
Dean Smith.
Yeah, they
Dean
fit
Smith,
a system. Yeah,
they
know what they're
fit
gonna
Sean
do with
Dyche's style of play. They fit like their styles of play. Like our players do not fit our style of play. But what is our style of play like? Do you know what I mean?
But that's
We
what I
still
was
don't know that.
saying. Just before you came on, and you think you must have just had Van der Beek. What I was saying was, Ollie ain't got a leg to stand on now because his best footballers, his best technical footballers, all on the bench or not involved. They didn't start today. You just had, and I'm stealing this from you, Jesse. You just had a lot of physical like runners, basically, guys that are either big and tall or fast, and that was their best assets. Not their only assets, but their best asset. That's what he wants. He just wants a lot of guys that can run, and he's got 4 strikers playing in those front 4 positions. Ronaldo's a striker, plays wide, but he wants to score goals. Greenford is a striker. Fernandes just wants to get in the box and bang it in. So there's no, we said this all already. There's no balance. So that's why the Luke Shaw goal happened, like you explained.
But that's the other thing that I noticed today is that like even I saw today, and that's why look, everyone knows what I think about Oli anyway, yeah. But I want to talk about the players as well. Because it was a fucking disgrace what I saw today. I'll be very honest with you, yeah? And look, I've digged out the manager loads of times on here, yeah, but then players were fucking shocking today. Like the attitude, yeah, was shit. Like, and you have to. This is the other thing as well, yeah, with fans that whether they like the manager or not, yeah, or his style of play, or whatever he's asked them to do, yeah. Like you've also got to dig players out when you think they've not been good enough, and they were dreadful today. Like attitudes was pathetic today. A lot of people throwing their hands in the air, like I said with Shaw, jogging off the ball, Greenwood half pressing, Rashford flailing his hands in the air. Like a lot of them were not good enough today. Like their attitudes were not. Their attitudes and playing for pride as well. Like like I said earlier, when you go like 3-0 down, yeah, at home, fans in the stadium, yeah, it's not. This ain't COVID, like where. Like you're getting pumped and like there's no like no one to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
There's fans in there. Like have some pride. Like don't let this turn into an embarrassment. 2-3-0 down in the short space of time that it was is already an embarrassment. Play for yourselves now. Like make sure that this doesn't turn into 4s and 5s. Like, you're at home.
But
Give yourself a chance.
don't you think that comes down to the gaffer though? I think if they're playing for a gaffer,
the players are on the pitch, man.
Yeah, but I think you got to remember
selected,
Ollie's in the dressing room. It's Ollie that's in the dressing room. So you think about if they had a Pep or a Tuchel or a Klopp in there, I think they would play for him.
No, but look, you're playing for yourself at this point.
No,
like,
I hear what you're saying, but you got Ollie
but you're 3-0. No, but you're 3-0 down. Yeah, you're playing for yourself now. You're at Old Trafford. You're at home.
I think he's lost the confidence of the players.
No, he has.
I think the players
100%.
The players don't want to play for him anymore.
No, I agree with you, but you're on the pitch though, yeah. And when you're 3-0 down at that point, yeah, play for yourselves, man. That's embarrassing.
They're on like
250
grand a week.
Money.
They're not bothered about that. I don't think.
No, but
I don't think they're bothered about the bread. But I know they have to be. I agree with you. I think they have to be.
No, but
they have to be 100%. But they're not bothered.
Let me explain.
They're not like. Go on.
No. So I'm not cutting you. I'm not trying to cut you on purpose. But let me explain why. Yeah. You see, when it turns to 3-4-0 down at home at Old Trafford against your main rivals.
But you're thinking about like the old United.
No, I'm not thinking about the old United. I'm thinking about history, bro. Like this is no. But I'm talking about historically, like for the future. This is going to be set in stone that you lost 5-0.
Look at those players in a couple of years. They're going to be moved on.
They will be, but they were there on the pitch that day.
They're not going to be bothered about that. They're not bothered about that.
No, but this is
you're bothered about it because you're a fan, though, innit? Because you're a fan of the club. You're going to be bothered, and you know that in 10 years you're still going to remember that. But Harry Maguire's and Ronaldo's, they're not going to be bothered about that. No, but
this is what I'm trying to say. This ain't just about like where you're going to be in the future. This is historically set in stone for the club. Like, you lost at home
for the
in
club,
Old
though.
No, but you play for the club. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, and for yourself as well as a player. Look, I don't play for Man United, yeah. But for any team I played for, I don't want that on my record. Like, I'm 4-0
100%. I agree with you. No, I agree with you with that. That cat always scares me, man. Every time we do this recording,
there to bring attention.
Fucking hell, man. Every time I just see this little thing, I thought, what is that? But I hear what you're saying. But you got to remember,
but you're right in what you're saying. No, you're right in what you're saying. But like, someone like Ronaldo has come back to the club, yeah. He understands his fixture, yeah. Your Rashfords, your Greenwoods.
He's not bothered. It's his last paycheck.
No, he's bothered. No. I'm not buying that. He is 100% bothered. He's not come back to Man United for embarrassment, yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Remember when we did the CR7 special and I said, Ronaldo, Ollie can't handle him. Do you still think that Ollie can handle Ronaldo in terms of like?
What did I say on that episode?
I remember what you said, but no. Truthfully, I think I agree with you in terms of Ronaldo. He's like a Michael Jordan. He doesn't want to lose. He's come back for the last dance. He wants to win. He's a winner. But I think for me, I think Ollie will go before Ronaldo.
All right, we're talking about last dance here. So we've all seen Shotters. We've all seen the film Shotters, yeah. Okay, cool.
I feel like I'm on Stay Tuned right now.
No, we've seen it, yeah. Ziggy Marley, what's his character? What's his name in the film? Ziggy Marley's.
I've been drinking all day, man. I can't remember.
Anyway,
he's
not in charge. Like, Ollie's dangles. Yeah.
Nah, I hear what you're saying.
He's not the man for the job. Yeah. Nothing's happening with him in charge, and like, you was right in that recording. Like, he can't handle him. But how's he gonna handle a megastar that's won like more trophies than he did as a player?
But that's what I was saying at the time, though. I don't think he can. I don't think he's the guy to do that. I think,
but he's not. But we're talking about things that we already know. Like we've been saying I've been saying since 2018. Like 2019. Like, this guy is not the guy to be in charge.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So what now? Because if he goes now, or he gets sacked or he leaves, what now?
There's a lot of managers.
There's a lot of managers. Are you asking what we would do, or what you think? What we think will happen? Because that's two very different.
You think will happen? Yeah. What do you think? Not what would you like? Because what you like could be blue sky thinking. That could be anything.
No. I meant like, what's the logical thing to do? Or
no, you might say we get a billionaire that comes in and takes over.
No.
Man said blue sky thinking.
Let me quickly jump in. I'm gonna
Sky's
give
the
you. I'm gonna
limit,
give
innit?
you. I'm gonna give you a break, Jesse, for a second. Yeah. What should happen is what should always happen. They need to bring in a director of football so that they have nothing to do with, like, a proper footballing person, and a manager that fits in with that in some way, that would want to go. What is going to happen, and what we know will happen, is another quick fix. And that's why I said Conte will be a damn sight better than Solskjaer, but it's just going to be a repetition. Jose's coming, Van Gaal's coming, Moyes is coming, Ollie's like, all of these are just kind of like, there's no plan in place. So of course someone like a Conte could easily come in, and that's what you're thinking. Then, you know, we just want to bring someone in who got a record or something like that. I don't necessarily agree with Gary Neville. I don't really like
Ollie,
it.
though. I think with the players that are currently there at the moment.
Listen,
Hold up.
You're thinking from the basement. I'm talking top floor.
No. But what I'm saying is, and this is to touch on what Jesse was saying. I think this is what the issue is. I agree with both of you. He would do better, but he's not going to deliver what the fans want. He's
what do the fans want?
He's gonna get closer to. Hold up. Let me land.
Medium-term plan. Medium-term plan. What do the fans want?
Land is playing because it's not making sense. Because it's not making sense right now.
So you said he's gonna get closer to trophies. You get closer to trophies.
No, he will win trophies
with United under that regime.
With this squad, do you know who's in this squad? But continue, please. Continue.
That squad's mad.
Continue.
What will happen with that? The squad is so bloated and lopsided. We know for sure that the signings come from wherever they feel like doing. That's how Ronaldo ended there. Solskjaer didn't go to the board in May and say we need CR7. So he's third on the list.
Yeah, but he's there now.
No.
So he's
what
there.
I'm saying is,
Kante, not Kante. Sorry, I said Kante. Conte's work. No, but hold on. No, but that's what I was just. Wait, but that's what I'm trying to say.
If you're going to respond to the first half of the point, it's not going to make sense, is it?
Right, I'm saying, land the plane. You're taking long. There's no turbulence, but you're still taking long to land the plane. Land it, man. Land it.
You're right.
Listen,
you're right over there.
Let me drink my beer
all
in
I'm
peace.
saying with Conte is he might get close to trophy. He might win a little League Cup, but we know he's quite temperamental, and he wants certain things, and that's not how United work. So it's just going to be another situation that's going to end in tears, and that's what happened with Jose. They're not the same manager, but they operate in a similar way, and like they how to run a club, and that's what the issue is going to be. And Conte with that squad, with that defense, it's going to be hella hard, and he's going to want players, and you're fighting against Klopp and Pep and Tuchel.
But that's the thing though. When Conte coming to Chelsea, who's the Liverpool manager?
We're talking a different time though.
But who's the Man City manager? Who's the Man City manager? But who's the Man City manager?
Same squad.
Who's the Liverpool manager? Okay, who's the Liverpool manager?
No, just for a memory.
I'm just asking. Hypothetically.
I can't remember the year that he came.
I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm just asking
hypothetically. This is factual.
Who's the
I'm just
asking.
So
factual. Tell me who. Factual. Tell me who the Liverpool manager was.
I'm just trying.
Tell me who the Man City manager was. Thank you.
I'll
wait.
I feel like this is like Labour and Conservative right now.
I genuinely can't remember what year he came to Chelsea. No, I'm just saying he came to Chelsea in 2016. Was that Pep's first year as well?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, I'm just
was
checking.
Pep manager? Was he at City?
I think that was his first season.
I think Conte would do a lot better at United than I think.
So the point I was trying to make, yeah, I'm not talking about no long-term solutions or anything like that. Yeah, I'm just talking about trophies and currently who can do better.
Success.
They spoke because it's like what we're talking about with Newcastle and all that. Yeah, we've got to move and transition our minds on how we view football. Yeah, football is not some long-term 50-year process.
Yeah, that's why I said medium term.
You bring in a manager, you give him 10 years, let him change the whole. That's not happening anymore.
Who's talking about that? I'm just talking about a 3-4 year plan. But Man City have had a longer term
plan. 3-4 year plan.
That's a long time.
That's the yellow brick road. That's Dorothy. Let's get the red.
That's what Liverpool have done. And they've reached Champions League finals and won the league.
That's not what Liverpool.
I'm not talking about staying in the Prem. We're talking.
No, Liverpool didn't do that. there was shorter term success than that at Liverpool. He got to finals way before 4 years, bro.
You got to
Let's be
Europa League.
honest.
When did they win the Prem?
When did he
After
get to
4
Europa League
years.
final? In his what season was it?
Europa League. All right. Do you know what?
Okay,
I'm-
no.
do you know what?
But
Do you know what?
answer the question.
Because I know we're not going to agree on this. This kind
It's
of
not agree. It's
argument-
factual. It's factual.
No,
When did he
this-
get to Europa
this-
League final?
This kind of conversation is exactly why United fans get what they deserve right now. Because this kind
That
of
doesn't
he'll
make
come in
sense
and
because I'm just asking you a question.
He'll come in and he'll win trophies. Yeah, but what about actually just building
He'll
a
come in
structure
and
within
win
the team?
trophies. So what is
But
it
isn't
about
that-
then?
That's what you want, though, as a club.
That's
You
what I'm
want to
trying
win
to-
trophies.
No.
But this is what I'm talking about. It's not
I'm
some
not
historical
saying
like.
that. I'm saying that that's what United fans are saying. I think if Conte comes in, he'll be lucky to win an FA Cup or a League Cup. I think with that structure in
Really?
place,
With the squad that's
With
there
that
now.
squad,
so you're telling me
I'm not-
Conte comes in, what does he win?
I'm
then?
not even just.
He comes
you know
in-
the
he
other
comes
thing as
in-
well, yeah.
He comes in tomorrow. What does he win with United? The league? Is this what we're
Are
saying?
you in
Well,
all
obviously,
competitions still?
If you're talking about right now, we're not in all competitions.
What,
I was gonna say, I don't think you are.
What are you talking
No,
about?
but my point I'm trying to make here, I'm not just talking about from like right now. I'm talking about from the start of the season. If he
Yeah.
came in, he would be successful with this squad. And I'm
What
not just
I'm-
talking
what-
about Conte. I'm
But there's
talking
no
about
point
other
talking about the
managers.
beginning of the season because I'm talking about Theo's question was where do United go from here, and I'm saying Conte would be better, but he's not the answer because the issue goes beyond that. And I
I
don't
think he
Okay,
can build, though.
okay,
Give him
okay,
18
so-
months, he built.
But
Look,
my
the
question
point-
is, what if he comes in now? What does he then win?
He could
Look.
win FA Cup, League
Right.
Cup.
If you okay, all right, let
Well,
me
not
spin
League
your
Cup 'cause
question.
they're
Yeah,
out.
let me spin your
No,
question.
but I said 18 months.
Okay.
No, not you,
Fair,
not you,
fair,
Theo.
that's
Let
fair,
me spin.
that's fair.
No,
Go on,
I'm
go on,
asking
Jesse.
Kieran. Yeah,
No, go on,
if
go
you,
on.
yeah, let me land. I'll land it quicker. If he had the same amount of time as Ollie, yeah, do you think there'll be 0 trophies?
Are we going back in time or are we looking forward? I'm just
No,
saying.
no,
let's-
I
no,
just-
I agree.
I'm
I agree
talking
with what
about
you're saying
going
there. I
forward.
understand what
I'm
you're
talking
saying.
about
No, I
going
understand what
forward.
you're saying.
Going
He's
forward.
had
The right-
when
the
we
right
get to
manager in the
December.
job.
When we get to December,
Yeah.
2021. If Ollie's still in charge, that's 3 years in the job. If Conte had 3
If
years in
Conte
the
had
job,
3 years with United,
do you think there'll be 0 trophies?
I feel there'll be maybe an FA Cup or a League Cup. I think Klopp's leaving in 2023.
Conte, you know. Nah,
That's
Conte,
your
it's
pride.
Conte, man.
That's your pride, man.
It's
Oh,
Conte, man.
Why is that my pride? It's Conte,
Because
but
the
we're talking
Chelsea
about
squad
Klopp.
that he
Klopp's one of
took
the
to the
best
league
modern day managers
Wasn't the best.
in the
And
last
who-
15
and
Conte.
I'm asking you a question again, yeah.
Yeah, but
When
just
Conte
give my
come to
opinion.
Chelsea, who was the Liverpool manager?
Yeah, but Liverpool didn't have the same squad.
And
Conte
Chelsea,
came
and
in-
this Man United squad is better
Oh.
than that Chelsea squad.
Hold up. Yeah, they are. You're
That's
right. And
facts.
Chelsea,
Nah, that's
Chelsea didn't. Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying.
No, I'm not
saying
even
that.
trying to attack you.
I'm not-
My
listen,
point I'm
listen.
trying to make here. No,
Well,
wait.
let me
My point
answer,
I'm
let
trying
me,
to.
let me answer the question because you're making a point that
I'm
I'm
not
not
even-
even making.
No. I'm not. I'm just saying. My point I'm trying to make with this Man United squad, yeah, with a proper manager, they win trophies. That's it. That's the whole point I'm trying to make.
But
It's not even just Conte.
what trophies are you talking about? This is what I'm
With
talking.
the players
yeah.
that we've got, yeah. As I said in the summer, we needed a DM and a centre back. Yeah, forget the Ronaldo or Sancho. We needed a DM and a centre back. We got the centre back, so we just need a DM. So a proper world class manager, not even a world class manager, but a proper manager could sort out that situation without a DM. We got the centre back. They can make this team, this squad, competitive to win all of the trophies.
I'm not denying that. So this is where I think we're getting mixed up. And Conte, just some given dues, did a great job at Chelsea, by the way, when he went there. A great job. And I'm not saying
Yeah, because
that.
I'm not just saying
this is
him.
where
I'm
I
just
think
saying
you two
any
are
other
getting a bit
managers.
confused with what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a bad
No,
manager.
I'm not getting confused. I
But
was just asking you questions.
What I'm saying is, if he got hired tomorrow and had 3 years at United, and if I'm overlapping that, I think Klopp's leaving in 2 years. I think he said, and that's the rumors. And I don't know how long Pep is probably leaving in around the same time. For that period of time, please tell me what trophies he's going to win in that period of time. I don't think he wins the Prem. I don't think they win the Champions League.
I think he wins a significant trophy with this Man United squad that we've got.
What's a significant trophy?
Major trophies. We know. Listen, we know what
You've
the
been in
major
title.
trophies
You've
are.
been in a
Talking
title
FA
race.
Cup.
Nah, you've
Listen,
been in a
listen,
title race.
listen.
I think you've been in a title
Listen.
race. Easy.
Okay.
As I
That squad's
as I
mad,
said-
you know. When you
listen,
think about
listen.
United squad, that squad's
As I
mad.
said on, as I said on the Man United, as I said on the episode when we talk about Newcastle, yeah, this Man United squad wins major trophies with a real manager. We can't
said that all
skate and
along.
bullshit and talk shit. There's some serious players in his squad.
Varane,
With a
Sancho,
real
Pogba,
manager,
Fernandes, Ronaldo,
come on, man. With a
Rashford,
real manager,
De
Van der
Gea,
Beek, your guy Van
Van
der
de
Beek,
Beek.
with all these guys, they win a major trophy with a real manager. They're
I
only
said
missing a
already. I
DM.
said they'll win pick up a FA Cup or a League Cup.
No. I'm not. I didn't say
Prem,
that. I'm
Prem,
not.
Yeah,
No,
but
I'm not
Prem.
saying that. I didn't
hold
say
up.
that.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm talking.
I didn't say
No,
you
I'm
said
saying.
that. Yeah,
No,
but I
I
didn't
know
say
you.
you said that. Yeah,
I
I'm
know
just
you didn't.
saying.
I'm talking
I
about
don't
me.
think I'm just
I'm saying what I
disagreeing
think.
with what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
fine. But
fine.
I'm saying with this squad, with
Do
a
you
real
think they'll
manager,
win
that's a
they
major
could win a
trophy.
title or a Champions League? Because that's to me major trophies.
Major, yes. So
Yeah,
to
that's
answer your
fine. Yeah.
question, a Conte, Pep, Klopp, them guys, if they was in charge of Man United with this squad, they would win a major trophy. Facts.
There's too much talent in the squad, man.
Facts.
Fair
We
play.
can't.
I
We're
disagree.
talking
I
about this
think
Man
that
United.
I think that back line is so bad, and I don't think it'll
What,
be addressed.
Varane?
Varane aside,
Maguire?
who else? Who
Luke
else?
Wan
Shaw?
Bissaka.
Maguire's average. Luke Shaw, as you just said, is having a shocker, and you just literally said in half an hour ago, this is an anomaly. Tell
What
us
about
it's
Wan
not
Yeah,
good
Bissaka?
enough.
for him, but he's
Wan-Bissaka
decent.
is having a nightmare the last 12 months. He's been bad, but he would improve
We
under
were
Klopp.
last
praising. We were
12
praising him. We were
months.
praising him
The
at the
last
Euros. Though
12
we said he was the
months.
best right back.
Yeah, but the
Wait.
last
So wait. You
yeah.
said you think Wan-Bissaka's had a nightmare 12 months.
In the last 12 months, he's declined. Whether that's form, I know there's off the pitch stuff going on, but this season, can we agree
We
this
were
season
saying he
he's
was the
not been
best
good
right
so
back
far?
before Reece James and Trent before the Euros.
Remember,
saying.
I wasn't taking him. If we went back, I said I wouldn't. I know he's not going. I wouldn't take him. But I thought he's the better defender out of them. But his form has not been great. I don't think we can
I don't
deny
think
that.
he's been that bad though. I think he's
Yeah,
been
I don't know.
relatively okay.
I think that's
I think we're changing the
nightmare
narrative.
12 months. Nightmare
All right,
12 months is
that's
a bit
probably
of
an
a stretch.
exaggeration.
For that.
The last 6 months, I don't think he's been that
Definitely.
good. The last 6
Okay.
months, definitely. I don't think he's been great. We go back, look at his. I don't think he's been that good at all. Personally, he's been caught out a lot. I think me and T Dot talked about him always getting caught from the ball from Luke Shaw's side to the back post. He's not been great.
But
So
is that tactics though?
I don't know.
Because it's the same as when we talk about Trent. Trent's 30 yards up the pitch.
We're going into a whole different conversation. All I'm saying is that back line, Luke Shaw.
But you have to when you talk about but when you talk about specific. When you talk about specific patterns of play, that's down to tactics.
No, but listen to what I'm saying.
It is though.
I just said that whole back. I just said that.
I love this game.
I said the defense is not good enough. Luke Shaw's not good enough. Let's start there. Do we agree? Is he good enough as a left back? Is he shown that? No. We're going to
win the trophies.
Does Luke Shaw get into other top 3 sides easily,
Yeah.
or not even easily? Which top 3 side does he get into?
Okay. So Theo, yeah.
No. Answer this. No. I'm
proving a point. I'm proving a point.
No.
Listen, wait, just relax. I'm answering it.
All right, go for it with a question.
Is he better or as good as Marcos Alonso?
He's probably on par with him.
There we go. So he gets in that team if he's injured.
He's on par. No, he's on par with Alonso and Chilwell.
Okay.
Facts.
And and Man City had Zinchenko playing left back. Does he get in the team? Yes, he does.
Who's their
so that's answers the question.
Who's Man City's first
Man City.
left back? Yeah,
I generally don't know.
Yeah,
so they play Cancelo out of position or Zinchenko, and before that was Fabian Delph. So
based on
left back.
Yeah,
because I want a left-footed left back.
A natural left back, left-footed.
And then I'll play Cancelo at right back.
You pick Luke Shaw.
And I'll play Cancelo at right back because he's one of the best right backs in Europe. So yeah.
But what I'm saying
is, I'm not saying that just to prove the conversation.
Right back, so you would drop. No. I'm not saying. I'm just saying, if Man City somehow bought Luke Shaw and they had the same right back, you drop Cancelo for Luke Shaw. This is what I'm actually saying.
No, I want to drop him because I'll play Cancelo right back because he's the best apart from Trent and Hakimi. He's the best attacking right back in Europe, so I'll play him right back.
I might throw Reece James
in there and you drop.
Yeah. I would drop Kyle Walker because Cancelo's a better right back. Yeah, facts.
And you'd rather have.
That's not just to prove your point.
That's fair. And we know not getting in at Liverpool. I think we can all agree he's not better than Andy Robertson.
Facts. He's the best left back in the world. Robertson's the best left back in Europe.
Okay, that's fair.
Is that what you're fishing for though?
Yeah, but
I wouldn't have. I think that, tactically, his awareness, his concentration. Luke Shaw is.
I think he's a good left back. He's
He's
a
good going
good.
forward in a reasonable system.
But
in
so is
teams that-
Alonso. Alonso's not good
This-
defensively.
Yeah, look, when I said he's an anomaly, I said how good he was last season. But if we're comparing him to the rest of the left backs, he's as good as or the same as most of them. Like, it's not
He's not
very
better
good
though, is he?
pool of left.
What my point is,
there's
he's not better.
but they're all the
But-
same. There's not a lot of very good left backs right now. Like, if
But
you're
what
going
I'm
to
saying
compare
is-
them,
All right,
who,
we'll move
like
on
you got
from. We'll move on
Robertson,
from.
Alaba.
That's fine. You disagree. I don't
Davis,
think. I don't think he's good enough to the extent that other teams are thinking, "Oh, I wish I had a Luke Shaw." Like where we look at maybe I say we, but other teams will look at a Trent or Robertson or Van Dijk as, "Oh, we wish we had him." Even
I've got to
regardless
shout this
of who they
out. I've got to shout this out. Apologies, but Taz has said that he's not having Luke Shaw over Cancelo, regardless if he's a traditional left back. He's not having it. He's not having
It's
that,
all
so
opinions, yeah. But what I'm saying
just
is,
saying.
I agree with both of you. Maybe he's not. Maybe they're not better than him.
No, but
They're not worse
look,
than him, are they?
but my point now I'm making about that was Cancelo's one of the best in his position at right back, so he'd be right back if I was selecting the team. Like, he's that good and comfortable at right back. Why would I be playing him left back?
Nuances, but
But that's a different thing. But anyway,
you can have your thing, yeah. At centre back, Maguire. I said last week he's average, or the week before he's average.
yeah.
I'm wondering which does Maguire get into other top 3 teams?
Yes, he does.
I don't know. Like, I don't. For me personally,
But Maguire,
I think.
do you know why I'm not killing
See,
him
with
right
Maguire,
now? Yeah,
he's not.
He's not fit right now. Like,
that's number one.
This is
No. That's number
wait,
one. But also as well.
Can I just land
Go on.
quickly?
I'm quiet, by the way,
Maguire.
just so you know.
No, can I land with him quickly because he's getting a lot of
I've
stick.
been waiting for a minute still. I've been sitting there.
No, I'm
minding my
sorry.
business.
I'm chatting a lot of shit, yeah. But like, see with Maguire, yeah, he shouldn't be in this squad right now. He's not fit. Oli does this with a lot of players, yeah. He done it with Rashford in the Europa League final. He's done it with Wan-Bissaka previous, and he done it with Maguire at the end of last season, yeah. He plays injured players, unfit players because he's scared to use the other players. Maguire shouldn't even be playing right now. He's clearly not fit. It should have been Eric Bailly.
Can I ask a question? I just want to get a yardstick, and I'm hearing what you're saying, right? When Leicester have all of their centre backs fit, would you have Maguire back over any of their centre backs?
Say that again?
When Leicester,
So what you're talking like
Fofana,
Evans,
Soyuncu, and Evans.
Soyuncu.
Would you rather have Maguire over any of those 3 players?
Yeah, he's better than Soyuncu. And Fofana's a kid, so yeah.
Fair. Okay.
They're
For
kids.
For me,
Fofana's a
I've
kid.
been on.
I want experience at centre back.
That's
so,
fine. I wouldn't personally. I don't think he goes into a Leicester side and improves them. But that's just my opinion. I think with Maguire,
you don't think he's better than anyway. That's a different.
I don't rate him. Like, I don't rate him. You rate him. That's fair. For me, Maguire, I've pointed out all his flaws, and I think people get carried away with the dead run that England had in the World Cup. Regardless, that's just my opinion. And the dead run.
That wasn't a dead run. You can't say that.
This is sounding mad right now. Like,
whoa. Who did England
play
play
in
the
the
World Cup?
Can we just beat? They beat Germany.
I'm just giving my opinion in the World Cup.
They beat Germany
in the World Cup. Let's go back to the World Cup.
Why are we going back to 3 years ago?
Let's talk about the Euros. Let's talk about the Euros that just happened.
My point.
But why are we talking about 3 years ago? Everyone was different 3 years ago.
Listen to what I am saying. My point.
You can't say that when you're talking about 3 years ago.
If you're not gonna let him land. Finish what I was saying.
That doesn't even make sense.
All I said was people get carried away because in the World Cup, England had a dead run, in my opinion, and he looked good there. And in the Euros, yes, they played Germany. That is by far not the best Germany side in the last 10 years. It's probably one of they were dreadful. So he played well, and kudos to it, and well done. But I think people get carried away and they look at that, and I think that stands out. When I think about United games and the big games or important games,
it's different. Champions League, club and country is different.
Wait, can I look? Anyway, finish, please.
Are we saying
finish.
that?
I'm not even cutting you. I'm not cutting you. Finish.
No, it's fine. Are we saying that with, like, I don't know?
Because I don't think no one gets carried away.
No,
but let's talk about Mbappe at the Euros. And let's talk about Mbappe at the Euros.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Mbappe was awful at the Euros.
Yeah, but
the World Cup was 3 years ago.
Yeah, we're talking 3 years.
What I'm saying is, for PSG and for France, Mbappe's terrorized average defenders and very good defenders. I don't think
No,
any
the
of us
Euros he
can deny.
never.
No,
No,
the
the
Euros,
Euros
he
he
did
never.
fuck all at the Euros.
Yes, but what I'm saying with Maguire is when have we actually seen him play really well
He's
multiple
had games,
times
nah, cuz he's had
for
games, and this is
for
what I was
club?
saying last.
Listen to what I'm
Look,
saying.
do you
For
know, look,
club and country
Yeah.
against big sides, against good players, I can't sit here. He's had some games, yes, but I can't sit here and say he's like, if we compare him to like a Van Dijk, for example, I could say
why?
Van
But
Dijk's
why?
not
Why are we
this guy
comparing
is
him
Oh,
to
you
Van
just
can't
Dijk though?
compare the two.
Why are we
like,
You
comparing
can't
him to Van
compare the
Dijk?
two, cuz man. Van
because
Dijk is
what
a
I'm
world
talking
class
about
centre
is
back.
what I'm saying is
Because
for
that sounds
me,
like some
Luke
Twitter
Shaw.
conversation.
No, it's up to you. It's your opinion, but I'm saying Luke Shaw for me is not under a couple managers hasn't been good enough. Had a very good 12 months when there were no fans, like you said, not been good enough in a United shirt since he's signing. So for me, that just means that's not good enough. Yeah, Maguire for me is not good enough. Lindelof not good enough. Varane, yeah, top player. Really rate him. I think he's one of the best centre backs when
Can
he's
I ask you a
fit in
question
the
though?
Prem.
Can I ask you a
Yeah.
question? Why do you rate Varane, who, for me personally, I haven't seen enough of him in United shirt to warrant the praise, but you're not giving the praise to Maguire?
I
Like,
didn't say
what have
I
you
didn't
seen?
say Varane. I didn't say Varane was good for United. I've just said as a centre back, his ability, the way he reads the game, the way he plays. For
So
me,
do you
he's a
think he's
better
good for
centre back.
United so far? What you've seen of him at United, do you think he deserves the praise that people are giving him?
But this is a whole different question. I'm just based on
No,
past performances.
I know it is, but I'm asking that question.
Yeah.
Not really,
I'm gonna
because
be
you're
honest.
talking about.
I'm reserving.
Not really,
I'm reserving.
because that question is valid because you're talking about Maguire in 2018, so that question is valid.
Yeah, I think if you're just talking solely in United performances, I don't think he's had enough games. I think he's played about 6 games for United, give or take. Just based on that, it's not fair. Based on the last 3 years, yes, and streets ahead of Maguire for me personally.
No, I think he's a good centre back. I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
I think
I
he's
love.
streets ahead of. I think
Listen,
he's streets ahead. The issue I have with him is he's at the moment he's had a lot of injuries, and he picks up an injury, he's
Yeah.
out for a long time. But has he had a bad game for United? I don't really think so.
no, I don't think he's had a bad game, but I was just because you
Yeah.
started talking because you're doing
No,
Throwback
I'm
Thursday
just
and talking about 2018. That's the only reason I said that. Yeah, but my point, because I was listening. I was just can I talk? Because I was listening. I listened. I didn't jump in.
Go for it. Go for it.
So
Go for
like,
it. We're gonna disagree. So go for it.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I already understand that. Like, but the point I'm trying to make with Maguire, yeah, I don't compare him to a Koulibaly or a Sergio Ramos or a Van Dijk, all these guys, yeah. When he come to United's back line, it was treacherous. It was already shocking. It was dreadful. He has improved it. It's as simple as that. Whether you want to admit it or not, you can compare him to Van Dijk.
I don't think he's
I'll let you land.
Yeah.
I'll let you land. Yeah.
No, go for
So
it. Go for it.
I could compare him to Van Dijk, Maldini, Franco Baresi, Bergami, all these mad centre backs.
Why are you bringing that?
I'm just talking. Yeah. So, but for United, he has improved it. It's as simple as yeah. Because he's improved his back line. It's as simple as that. Like he's been better than Bailly and Lindelof. No, but you can disagree. But the facts are the facts.
Yeah,
because when he was injured,
because you said
when he was injured at the end of last season.
Yeah.
When he was injured at the end of last season, we didn't win a game for 8 games. So he has improved it. He's not. I don't think he's a Van Dijk. I don't think he's a Ruben Diaz. But he's better.
I don't think anyone's ever said that either. I don't think anyone's ever compared him to like a Van Dijk. I wouldn't put him in that category.
It. And for England, as I've said before, for England, when he's injured, when it's a Tyrone Mings with the Stones and people like that, yeah, there's a significant difference when he steps into the team. So he makes a difference.
I don't rate that man anyway.
Okay, cool.
I understand.
But I'm not saying,
and I do agree with you.
But I am not saying that he's some world elite Ballon d'Or level defender. But he has improved United's back four. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not
going to slate him for. He's not worth 80 million. I wouldn't pay 80 million for him. But there's loads of guys that are not worth the money you pay.
I don't even question that. My point is, coming back to the original point I was making, I feel Conte would struggle basically to win the league with that side.
We're back here again. Fucking hell.
No. But was that not what you asked me? And you said with that squad.
I asked you about 20 minutes ago, man.
Yeah. So I'm just saying because the conversation getting dragged, and I can see what's happening. But my point was with that back line to win a Prem, and I think we all know this. Was it the strikers?
It's a back three.
Get goals or win games. Strikers can win games. Defenders win you leagues. I don't think that defense can win a league. I feel like the other defenders have much better players. Personally, I think Chelsea, Christensen, Rudiger, much better than Harry Maguire, in my opinion. In my
Okay,
opinion,
Theo.
Liverpool centre
Theo.
backs, Matip,
No,
Van
I
Dijk.
agree with that. No,
Theo.
I agree with that one.
You think Christensen's better
I
than
think
Maguire?
Christensen's
100,000%.
technically and defensively,
Not even no
yes.
bias either. No bias. That's not even me being biased. This is what I was gonna. Well, we'll move on to Chelsea in a minute, but Christensen is
Let's
a
move on.
world
Let's
better.
move on. Let's move on because I can't do it anymore. That's madness. Let's move on.
No, I haven't finished on that. I wanted to ask you, man, about the Pogba thing before we moved on because obviously the tackle.
Okay. Yeah, let's move on.
What did you think about the tackle? No, a genuine question. What did you think?
Oh,
it
that's
was
a red.
red?
Yeah, it's a red. It's red. But I said this to you, look, when we was doing the Euros, like I don't stand for tackles like that. Like, and the reason why I don't stand for tackles like that is what happened in that game. He's come off on a stretcher, and this is why we have to stamp down on tackles like that, yeah, because they're dangerous for the game. It doesn't matter what we think as men and what we think. Oh, this is okay. Like, oh, it weren't that bad, and things like that. Yeah, this is what happens when you stand for.
So I just see Taz's tweet. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah. It's a tweet, not you. I'm listening to you. Go on.
What's he said? What's Taz saying?
Man said you're heated tonight still.
Turbulence.
Oh, fuck it, man. Yeah, I am. Fuck it. But like, that's why I said. My head is gone. It's gone.
I'm glad we can laugh about it.
But my point, but that's the point.
Man made me talk about United for an hour, you know, a whole hour.
That's what I'm trying to say. Why are we still here? But like,
it's you.
That's what I said.
Fuck, man. Can't edit the whole thing.
That's what I said about the Ethan Ampadu tackle, innit? Yeah. And my point was we need to eradicate these kind of tackles because I've seen them when I'm playing, yeah, where referees waving play on and guys have got broken legs. Like I've actually it's happened this season, yeah, or games that I've watched. And this is why we have to clamp down on this kind of stuff because, like, things like this happen. What happened today, innit? Like, and some players, when you're at the top level as well, I expect them to have common sense. I expect them to understand that that's not a 50-50. Like,
that's our frustration, isn't it? He's not
yeah,
thinking.
It can be, but judge it. Yeah. Judge the situation, yeah? Judge the situation. That's not 50-50. It might not even be an 80-20. More like a 90-10. Like, you're not winning the ball. Stay on your feet, yeah, and do like you can stay on your feet and still foul him without injuring him. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that Pogba tried to injure him on purpose. Definitely not. Yeah,
I think it was more frustration, wasn't it? It was just
Ronaldo
had a similar one in the first half. I think where he
could have gone.
Yeah, he kicked that Curtis Jones. That was actually worse than Pogba's one. Pogba's one, he was trying to win the ball, but he was never winning that. Let's be honest. We have to be honest. And have like real judgment. That was never happening. So move on from it. Like stay on your feet, man. And this is why I say that because look, now he's gone off on a stretcher. We don't know how long he's going to be out for now. And he had a very good game before that, and now he's out for a long time.
Straight red for Pogba as well.
We got to stop these kind of tackles, man.
The funniest thing, last thing I'll say quickly on that is it was a yellow card originally. So if not for VAR,
it was never a yellow, man. That was never a yellow.
It's like what you said, Jesse.
I've got a theory. I've got a theory, and I'll be honest, yeah. I'm going to give Anthony Taylor some sort of slack, yeah. I'll be honest. I think he's only given that a yellow because Man United was 5-0 down or 4-0 down at the time.
Nah, he's just a dickhead. He's just a dickhead referee.
I'm being honest. In my opinion, I think if that's 0-0, he sends Pogba off. And I think he knows. I think he's trying to get away with just giving him a yellow because we're 5-0 down. Because he didn't want to send man off at 5-0 down.
He's just a dickhead.
And I think he knows it was a red, but he's trying to like give United the benefit of the doubt. Like we're really like
the game was already done then anyway. Like even if you sent him off or kept him on, if we're being real, the game was done after the first goal went in. Yeah, the game was done then. But I hear what you're saying. But I think he's just a really poor ref for me. I think he's based off the Chelsea games that he's refereed anyway. He's a poor ref, and I think he refereed a Champions League game recently. He's just a poor ref. Like he cocked up in the Champions League recently, so I ain't got time for Anthony Taylor, man. He shouldn't be a referee.
No. I would usually agree. I just got a feeling that like he's looking at the game like Man United.
The game was done though. The game was dead by then.
That's what I mean.
The referee had sympathy. Klopp had
sympathy. So. I'll be honest.
Fans have sympathy.
I should have sent off 2 or 3 of them.
5 down at Old Trafford.
Should have sent off the whole team.
I think he's looking at the game and thinking, I'm trying to allow you, man, but like, yeah, like, If it
Listen,
goes
listen.
VAR, you're off. But
So well done to Liverpool, yeah. I think biggest ever win at
But-
Old Trafford.
and
Kudos.
and do you know what? Because my head's clear now. Yeah, we could talk about Liverpool. They
we
weren't
need to talk
even
about
outstanding.
Chelsea before we finish.
No, yeah, but I thought Liverpool was they was just in second, third gear really.
Yeah.
Like they just done the job. Like they pressed, won the ball back when we lost it, and scored. They capitalized on mistakes and punished us. They didn't even play. They played better against Man City when they drew 2-2 than they did today.
Yeah,
So
100%.
fair play to them.
Yeah,
Fair
they did it. Definitely.
If you're a Liverpool fan, you're going to be pissed because the last hour was just all United. United.
I was just trying to land the plane and move, but go to the next terminal.
Nah, but
Get my
do you know what? I think
flight.
to be honest, that's been needed. I think we needed to have that sort of.
You weren't trying to land no
conversation
plane,
about-
man. You landed in the wrong country, like picked up
Man
off
was
again,
trying to-
and
nah,
landed
he
in
was
the
trying to
wrong
waste
country
fuel.
again.
No, he's trying to waste the fuel in the
you
plane.
weren't
and got
landing
hover.
nothing, man.
Listen.
Trying to hover for a
Landed
little
nothing,
bit.
man.
We both know.
He landed in
We both
50
know my points
countries
are valid
before he got to the countries he was
even
to get
Liverpool fans are agreeing with me, so I must be onto something.
Yeah, shout out
anyway,
Taz, but
Yeah, shout out Taz, but they would agree with you because they
you-
won. So yeah, you waste a lot of
Yeah,
time.
you're wasting fuel, man. You're
What
hovering
have we got?
around the airport, wasting fuel.
He's hovering
He's
and
on
there's
points,
no
guys.
turbulence. Like, but
You know, I'm trying to lie.
Yeah,
You got to
I
keep
hear
talking to me, asking me to check what the fuel's like. But anyway, Chelsea. Let's talk about 7-0 Norwich.
Boy, I forgot, man. I feel like we're on Wednesday. It feels like a Tuesday or Wednesday right now. I can't lie. But yeah, no, good game, man. Obviously, I've been saying them for a long time. Like we need to play with a bit more conviction, a bit more creativity, a bit more freedom. Obviously, Malmo was a good game to do that, and then the Champions League, and then to bring that into Norwich was what I've been asking for. But you're not going to get that against every team. Do you know what I mean? Like you play like a City, Liverpool, United, you're not going to get that. So I think, yeah, obviously it was good to see. Obviously, Mason Mount got his hat trick. Reece James, Hudson-Odoi, the academy players getting on the score sheet as well. But Norwich were finished. I think someone said on here a few weeks ago. I think Norwich were dead and buried.
Gone. Yeah, they're
And
gone.
I feel like they are dead and buried. I think they were poor. I can't remember them having a real good opportunity on goal or anything like that. Loftus-Cheek coming in and playing the way he did, I thought was good. It kind of worked that Lukaku wasn't actually playing, and I think in terms of the Champions League game, it's almost as much as you don't want to see any player injured. Obviously, Werner and Lukaku, but you don't want to see any player injured. But to not have them in there, it gave that false nine opportunity, which we've been kind of using last season. It worked. Havertz playing up front, the false nine thing. Callum Hudson-Odoi on the left was brilliant. It just worked. It was brilliant. So it's gonna be a headache, I think, for Tuchel. Does he bring in Lukaku after when he's back? I think he said 2 games minimum, but hasn't really put a definitive date on when he comes back. So does he bring back Lukaku and put him in that 9 position, or does he? I don't know. Does he change things? Maybe put the 2 at top again, like he was trying to do with City. I don't know. But in terms of the way that we played, we were solid. I thought Christensen. I think I read a stat that he's had I can't remember the stat. I've drank too much today, but he had a really good stat that was I can't remember. But for him to get his first goal, I think he had his day. Oh, you man are laughing, but obviously he's been at the club. He got his debut at 17, and then to get his first goal like 6 years later or something like that, 9 years later, that was good to see as well. But yeah, Norwich were just not out of the races, and they are dead and buried. They're going down. It's a shame for them because I think they've got a few players there that are good players, but they're just not a Premiership team. Daniel Farke or Fark, whatever his name is, he's not a Premiership manager. He's good in the Championship, but he's not a Premiership manager. And I think if they had a manager that could do something with the team, obviously Billy Gilmour was eligible. Apparently he was celebrating in the tunnel with the Chelsea players at the end. So I think his Norwich blow might be dead and buried.
That's mad still.
Yeah, but listen, Norwich are struggling. They're at the bottom. I expected us to get a win based off the Malmo performance, and it was no disappointment. But Mendy as well. Mendy coming out, sweeper keeper. For me, again, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it every time till he gets a Ballon d'Or, but he's world class. He's up there. So Yeah, 7-0. It's exactly what I wanted from Chelsea, man. But Kieran, I'm going to ask you, was you surprised by the result, or was there anything that kind of surprised you with the performance?
Not not really. Look, you know how I feel about the Chelsea team. I think it's a really good team. I really like Tuchel. Personally, like I think he's got a good setup there and he's utilizing it. I've been really impressed with. Obviously, he's brought a lot of the, like you say, the academy players into the mix. I think Mason Mount, I wasn't a massive fan of his. I'm not going to hide that and lie and said I've always seen it, but he's done well under Lampard and he's excelling now under Tuchel. Well, I'm really pleased for him that he got the hat trick. My thoughts, and you can probably come back to this another time just for time, but I wonder if Lukaku should be earning his place back in the team and that when he's fit, because I always felt with Chelsea, I know, yes, you don't spend that much money on the striker to sit on the bench, but actually sometimes some games do call for a false nine and some do call for a 9. And I don't think he's in Lewandowski kind of level. Like, he's a very, very good top striker, but you can drop him for a Havertz sometimes if you want to change a different tactic and do something different. And I want to see if that happens. But listen, Chelsea, doing really well. We talked before about their performances and whether they're winning games that they're not playing well. They played well yesterday and they won. Deserved that. So it remains to be seen if they can keep that up. But yeah, they're looking impressive. What's your thoughts, Jesse?
Amazing. And I think this is what you have to do to a Norwich. Like, you've got to kill them. And like, these are the kind of scorelines you got to be battering them by. Like, let's talk shit, man. They're atrocious. They're an atrocious team. And when you play them, you're expecting 3 or 4 plus. And that's what they've done to them. And firstly, on the Mason Mount thing, obviously, as you lot know, I'm a big fan. Like, as I said on this podcast loads of times, yeah. I think Mason Mount's a manager's player. Like, regardless of what the manager's style of play is, yeah, he can adapt to pretty much any style of play because he's willing to do what needs to be done to fit into that team style of play. And he's effective in every situation as an attacker. So, yeah, like, I'm not really shocked that he scored you're obviously kind of shocked he scored a hat-trick, but he's a quality player. And obviously he wasn't in the team at the start because he's come from the Euros, he wasn't fit, like, he's not had a pre-season and all that type of stuff. But yeah, he's a very good player. But in terms of the Lukaku thing, I do agree. Like, but I've said that loads of times, even when we've done the recording, like when we was all together and that. And I just feel like, and as the same as when he was at United, I don't think he needs to play every game. Like, I think there's moments and there's times when you'd play him, but you don't need him in every game and in every situation. Sometimes when you don't have him and you do have a false 9, there's more fluidity, there's more movement, there's more threats and options. And I feel like in certain games, you won't really need him, to be fair. And look, we're talking about Norwich, like, they're the worst team in the league. They shouldn't even be in the Prem. They're atrocious. But that's what you have to do to teams like that. You've got to kill them. And it's about goal difference. Like, I've said this to Kieran loads of times when we talk about teams chasing the league. Like, when you're chasing the league, you need a result like this. Like, results like this is really important because when it comes to the end of the season, if it's close, a 7-0 is a massive result. That's almost 4 points. If this is tight at the end of the season, everyone's on 90 points or everyone's on 91, 92 points. I don't think it's going to be 95 plus this season. I think it will be around 90. Then this is a massive result. So they're done fantastic.
I know T-Dot's trying to obviously just keep calm and give that, the old, it's too early to be talking about the title right now and all of that. But listen.
I think it is, though. I think it is way too early. I think... No, it is. It is way too early.
It's exciting, no? It's exciting. Yeah.
But if I'm being honest, like, I said this when we done the preview, like, I think the title's between Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. And we've seen that again and again, week after week. City are destroying teams that they need to destroy. So are Chelsea.
Yeah, but if you had to pick one, out of that 3, who are you picking?
No, I think it's between them 3. I think Liverpool slightly ahead.
That's why I'm saying it's too early to talk about title races and stuff like that.
No, but that's the title race though. That's the 3 teams that will be going for the title. I don't think it's too early. I think that's it.
That's why I'm not getting excited though, because we could be third out that 3.
No, you could be, but you might be further out of that 3 by like March or April and not May. But that's the title race. Like no one else is included. And that is
I hear what you're saying,
race.
but I'm just not. I just can't. Unless we've got the trophy, I can't even get gassed. There's no point. There's no point me talking about.
No. I know from your point of view as a fan, but I'm just saying from my point of view as a neutral, that's not in the title race, as I knew we wouldn't be. Like that, them 3 teams is the title race, and I think,
100%.
like I said in the preview, I don't think it's going to be at 95 points. I think it's going to be 90, and I think it's going to be between you 3. And a result like a 7-0 today, I think Liverpool's beaten someone by 5 already, haven't they?
Liverpool's done a couple 5s, I think, still.
They've done
Watford. They beat Watford last weekend.
Yeah.
5-0.
So any these results are all crucial right now. When you sniff blood, it's like if you stuck at sea in it, little cut and there's blood leaking, the shark's gonna eat you. This is what teams have to do when they play. This is what teams have to do when they play the Norwiches and teams like that. Like they've got to like actually go for the jugular. Like don't just like keep the ball. You scored 3. Don't just keep the ball. Like go and kill them in it. Like turn that into 4, 5, 6, and 7s because it's going to make a difference for the goal difference in the long run.
Should we talk about another team who might? I don't know, maybe they've turned a corner in the race for Europe because they are joint 6th now on 14 points and they won on Friday. Arsenal beat Aston Villa 3-1. Tida, I'm going to hand this one over to you. Talk to us about Arsenal that good.
Yeah, 100%. That's the best I think I've watched of Arsenal in a while. They were brilliant from start to end. They were just resilient on the front foot. I felt like they were playing the 2 up front, kind of. I might be wrong with that, but yeah, Smith Rowe, Lukonga, Thomas Partey, Saka, they all played their position really well. And even the goals, even the way that they got their goals as well, very creative. And yeah, they deserved them 3 points there. I was impressed with Tomiyasu as well. I don't know much about him, but he's definitely one that I felt was definitely crucial for that win against Villa. I don't think Villa were really at the blocks though. I feel like Villa have hit like some sort of hurdle at the moment. I don't know what it is, whether it's just, I don't know, I can't put it down to anything, but I just feel like they haven't hit the ground running after a couple of victories that they had at the start of the season. I thought when Leon Bailey came on, he played a good part. I think he changed the game a bit for Villa, but they're just not, there's something about them that's just not happening at the moment. But in terms of Arsenal, yeah, that's the best I think I've seen Arsenal play in a very long time, and it doesn't really change anything for Arsenal. They're still 10th, I think, in the league, 14 points or something like that. But
Arsenal fans
just
will correct you and say 9th. Just small margins matter. They are on that first page. I'm just saying
9th, 10th. It doesn't. We don't look.
They're
that
level
far
on
down
points
the
with
league,
United. I just have to say.
I don't look that far down the league, but I hear what you're saying in terms of ching ching. Yeah,
ching ching.
No, I'm messing, but no, I didn't know that. I thought they were 10th, to be fair. But just in terms
cash
of
money.
In terms of the way that they're playing, there's still a lot of it covers over the cracks. Some kind of victories, when they play very well. Obviously, they deserve their 3 points on Friday, but it covers over the cracks. Arteta's still got a lot of work to do with that squad. But Smith Rowe, I think, is watching him. He's a talent. He's such a talent to watch, and on and off the ball, he's a brilliant talent. So whether he stays at Arsenal in the next couple of years, I don't know. But he's someone that I'm looking forward to watching. What are you saying, Jesse?
Just a quick question, and I'll throw this in Jesse's direction as well. Do you think that selling Grealish, when you sell a player that you're quite dependent on, is the reason why Villa have started to struggle, and do you think that might continue? Just a question. I was just quite curious.
No, because do you know what? Yeah, as good as he was as a player for them, like I still think they're highlighting a lot of the problems that he already has as a team before he even left. Anyway, it's just gonna take obviously it's slight bit of time for them to move on. He's changed. He's also brought in Ings. He's also brought in different players, and he's changed. He's gone to a back three more or less, like in the long term. So it's just going to take time for them. But I think they've got a lot of the same slight kind of problems that they had even when Grealish was there. So I don't think look, he's a great player, and obviously it makes a massive difference losing him. But they've still got a lot to sort out, even if they did keep him anyway. But in terms of Arsenal, they were just brilliant, man, and they've been brilliant lately. Smith Rowe was fantastic for them. Like I've said on this podcast before, man. Like he's an exciting player to watch, man. And I think like players like him, yeah, is why you go. Like Arsenal fans probably relate that go to games, yeah. They're the kind of guys that you pay. That's what you're paying for when you go to a game, yeah. And like you go and sit on your seat. That's what you're going to watch. Like you're going to watch man like that entertain you for 90 minutes. Like he's a superb talent. He's not there yet. Like obviously, like he's not the finished article or anything like that.
He's showing signs though. 100%.
He's showing signs. No, 100%. He's showing signs of it, and that is the kind of thing that you go and pay your money for to go and watch. And he's been like, even when he drives and runs with the ball at his feet, like at pace,
dangerous.
It's electrifying.
Yeah.
Like,
Gets you out your seat.
There's not a lot of man that can run with the ball at that speed with it. Even now, like players that are older than him. So he's got a lot of talent, man. Do you know who else? I like Lokonga. At centre mid, he looks like another very good talent. He just needs more time. And obviously, I know he gave the ball away, that conceded the counter-attacking goal against Palace, but I think he's a very good talent, very good prospect with time and experience and more games under his belt. That's going to be a very good signing. And one thing, look, I'll be honest as well. Yeah, I have to be honest. Like, I don't think they had a bad signing in the window. They're all young players, but none of them are bad signings. They probably need to sign. It fits a plan. And also, they maybe brought in some more experience with it, but they already spent a lot of money and probably it wasn't around at the time or didn't fit what they were trying to do. But the guys that they actually signed, I don't think any of them are bad. Even Tavares that comes into the team in that game, he was
played
very
really
good.
well.
Played really well. Ben White's doing well. And Ramsdale, as I said to you, like when we done the episode, very extremely comfortable on the ball, and he fits the style of play what they're trying to do. Like at Sheffield United, they get the ball out and play from the back. Not Brentford, Bournemouth play from the back, play out from the back as well. So all these clubs are signing him based on how he plays. He hit 2 serious passes in that game. Like goalkeepers don't hit the passes that he hit in that game. Like not even De Gea, not the goalkeepers we've got. Like some of the top keepers ain't hitting the passes that he hit in that game. So you have to see what happens with them, man. But like in terms of the signings, how they've been lately, you know, they're doing well.
Well, I wanted to add to that as well. So I think it's a good point. I've always said Arteta tactically, I'm unsure about, but what's quite good, even if this is his first job, is his prior experience with the coaching, particularly at City. And I think he's a player. If you give him lots of players of the profile that they've signed, I think he can develop them and do quite well with them. It's a tiny bit similar to Ollie, in that I think if he was only given quite young players that are developing, I think he'd be doing better. I feel like with Arteta, if you were to just throw lots of like experienced players in or whatever, I think he might struggle. But I think they've got the right group of players with a manager that can probably do quite a lot with them. And we are seeing that now. Do you know what I mean? Whether they're going to finish top 10, top 6, whatever, I don't know.
They are 10th, by the way. I just checked. They are 10th.
Oh, I was looking at the table. I can see them nice. What?
You're looking at some last Friday table.
No, I'm looking at
10th.
Anyway,
They're
on the first page. They're on the first page of the thing.
I stand corrected.
For our Arsenal fans. My bad.
You man are 10th.
But no, you can see that with that group of players, he can really develop guys. Do you know what I mean? No one's regressed, and you can see players have improved, which is nice to see, just from a neutral perspective. Especially, we all like to see young players come through, and you can see with like you're saying with Smith Rowe, he's the kind of guy I can imagine as an Arsenal fan, like you're saying, he'll do something, a goal will come from it, and people be screaming at the top of their voice, you know, grabbing a person next to them, jumping up and down. That's what you want to get when you go to a game. You know, when you're working and getting your salary.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And one thing I want to add in here, and obviously because I watched the game when they drew Palace, like Lacazette, man, like see the last two games, yeah, and this is what I'm kind of talking about today with United, yeah. You see, when you're losing, like have a bit of pride, and he comes on when it's 2-0 down, yeah. And look, there's loads of like issues and like thoughts and agendas about Lacazette, whether they think he's good enough in the long term, whether they think they need to get another centre forward, all that type of stuff. Some of it's valid, or some of it can be considered valid, yeah. But one thing, man, come on and play with like fucking effort, innit? Like the team's losing, yeah. Come on and show a bit of pride. That's what he done in that game against Palace. Like he comes on, works his socks off. He's running, he's pressing, he's. Not also when they've got the ball, he's making runs. He's coming short. He's going long. He's trying to like show for it. He's showing courage, and you know he deserved the goal that he got in that Palace game. And he played like that against Villa as well. Like he's putting in maximum levels of effort right now. Look, I don't know if it's because he wants a new contract. I don't know what it's based on, but he's playing and he's showing the attitude that you need.
He knows Newcastle's interested. That's what it is.
No, but whatever the reasons is, yeah, show some pride and have some respect for yourself, and that's what he's doing right now, like as a player.
100. I think that should be the title of the episode. Have some pride and respect for yourself. You've been listening, obviously, to the Play to the Whistle podcast. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the PTTW podcast. Got it right this time, yes. Even though I was reading it off the bottom. I was reading it. Follow us, subscribe. Thanks for your comments. Let us know your thoughts. You got an explosive one. You got a good chunk on United. We were landing planes, flying and running out of fuel. But obviously, yeah, definitely.
We're landing that
this weekend.
Man, we're landing at wrong
I landed exactly where I landed where I need to. Jesse, go have a drink.
Man was landing in Albania.
Man
was landing in Albania when he's trying to get to the UK. But
thank you for listening, and we're gonna catch you next week.
Catch you next week, man.